Yeah.
How's your year been? I know you just came off of Budapest in August.
Yeah.
You came off a blistering run earlier this year, best time in the world at one point with a 21.60 in the 200. You've had
Thank
a
you.
good year, right?
Yeah, I think this was a really good year for me. Um, I think each year I kind of just keep improving a little bit and a little better. And in track and field, that's really great because, we're really competing for the difference of a fraction of a second. And so once you get to the elite level, everyone's kind of running the same times, running the same things. And it gets to a point of, how can you just make these really small marginal gains? And if you can each year just make a little bit more of a gain and get a little bit better, that's that's a really impressive thing to do. And it's really important that you can do that. And so for me, it was a great year. I mean, I did run a PB at our national trials where I had the world lead 21.6. That was a personal best for me. And to continue to get better is really exciting. It was a great year just because it's right before this next Olympic cycle, right? So you're kind of getting on the world stage and you're cementing your name and all the headlines and making sure that you're making a statement and just preparing yourself mentally and emotionally to compete on that stage. This was my first year actually competing at a world stage with people because when I was at the Olympics, in the Tokyo Olympics, nobody was allowed to be there because of the pandemic.
Right.
So it was a very special year for me. It was very different. And I feel like I gained a lot of experience. And to come out with a silver medal, I was pretty happy with, but definitely looking for gold next year. So I've done, Olympics bronze, world championship silver, and now I'm hoping to improve even more and get a gold next year. So I did feel really good about the season. I've learned a lot about myself as an athlete, competed against some very impressive women sprinters. It's a really special time for women sprinting just across the board. All the women are competing so well, breaking records, doing amazing things on the track, competing through motherhood, competing, even later than many people once thought that women athletes could compete. So it's been a really special time to be a female athlete.
Let's go back to the Olympics. I mean, obviously different, as you say, in at many levels. The accomplishment of being there, the oddity of the situation globally. What did it all mean to you? I mean, now you've had the chance to digest a little bit and think about it and reflect, and the fact that you were there. I mean, it's the Olympics.
I know. What's funny is when I was training for the Olympics, I had just graduated from college and I moved down to Austin, Texas to train and give myself a shot to make this Olympic team. And I had no idea that I would actually make the team. So the plan was to go try and go to Olympic trials and see what happens. And then if that didn't work out, I would, go continue with my master's. I just finished my master's degree in public health at the University of Texas. And the plan was just to do that and go into healthcare administration. And so for me to have that kind of year to one, not make the team, make the Tokyo Olympic team, win the Olympic trials, and then go and medal at Tokyo was huge for me. I felt very new to the sport. That the pandemic was happening, so everything was so strange and unusual. But it was just an amazing experience for me to see, what I could do when I'm pushed on that level. When you're put in that situation, when you're put in that environment, how do you compete? How do you compose yourself as an athlete? And that for me was a turning point in my career because I realized, this is something that I can do. I love it. Like I loved competing at that stage. I loved the pressure. I loved the thrill of it. And I loved how it pushed me to be a better athlete. So looking back, I mean, that was just a huge turning point for me. It showed me what I was actually capable of, and it showed me that I'm capable of going for an Olympic gold medal.
Is that what you learned about yourself? Was that the number one thing? Is that you could really be, you could mentally put yourself into a place where you could compete and maybe learned what kind of competitor you are?
Yeah, it definitely. I mean, I learned that, yeah, I can compete. I learned that I can essentially do anything that I wanted to do if I put my mind to it. I was at the time focused on academics and other things, and then I realized that if I am put in this environment, and I really really push myself and put the effort in every day, that this is something that I could do, and I could do it at the highest level. And I genuinely think that anyone can do that too. I mean, if you are putting yourself in a situation and setting yourself up to, be the best at whatever you're doing, you really can do it. And that was a huge turning point for me. And I'm still living that every day. I'm still striving to be the best in my track and field discipline.